Good morning, Pier Runners. It is Tuesday morning, and we're talking some cruise news today over at Morning Brews and Cruise News. Hope y'all doing a fabulous time. Today, we are talking about the Bahamas and some price hikes coming out that way. Well, we're going to be digging a little bit deeper in our pocketbooks, it seems, to go to the Bahamas. Also, we're going to be talking some Norwegian news as well. First, let's get that morning coffee going. This one's, I got feelings about this one, guys. Oh. Da-da-da. Oh, there we go. Boom. We got the sunglasses on. We're good to go. We had our morning brew. We had our first sip here. Got feelings about this one. Today, we are drinking Carlo's Bake Shop Hazelnut Biscotti. All right. Carlo's, I can tell the coffee is good, but the flavoring, oh man. This Hazelnut Biscotti, it tastes like you're eating a cookie. I mean, I know a lot of people, and some people buy, to dip in, but that's not me, man. Ooh, yeah. This is my first time, and I hate doing it. 4 out of 10. Yeah, not great. First thing, this isn't really cruise news related, but something odd happened yesterday. So, and this news came out pretty quick. There's a company that sends a submersible kind of submarine down to see the Titanic wreckage, and they send, people pay money and they go on these little expeditions. Well, the expedition has actually gone awry because they have lost the submarine with 5 people on board. So that is not a great thing to have happened. And they said that there is a search and rescue operation on its way right now. But yeah, as of right now, they have not located them. So hopefully they find those poor people. How terrifying would that be to be on a submarine trying to go look at the Titanic and you realize you're lost. So that's quite terrible. Now we're heading on to news over at Norwegian Cruise Line. It appears they've informed members of the live entertainment staff that 7 of the live production shows that they have on 9 of their vessels are going to be cut. They haven't announced if there's anything taking its place, but the 7 productions are Swing, World Beat, that's on the Norwegian Spirit, and Swing is on the Norwegian Gem. Velvet, which was on the Norwegian Jewel. The What the World Needs Now, that's on the Norwegian Star. Footloose, that's on the Norwegian Joy. Showdown, that's on the Norwegian Dawn. And 6 on the Norwegian Breakaway. Now, some of these they're all kind of ending at different months, just all through the end of the year and into January of next year. My bet, if I'm a betting person, I would say they've got something in the works. Maybe they're putting together another show. Maybe it's something that's going to be a little more fleet-wide. I don't know. Now, over at cruisehive.com, they talk about the licensing fees, how that might be something that is a factor in all of this. So maybe they eat into a big part of the profit that kind of goes into some of this stuff. So maybe they're changing things up and trying to get things righted and cut some costs there. I know that I used to be a projectionist at a movie theater, a specialized one. So we had to pay a licensing fee for IMAX movies. It was 70 millimeter film, and it was very, very expensive. And so the licensing fee alone was quite a bit because unlike regular movies, we licensed these for months. And so It got quite extreme at times, depending on what show we were playing. Now we're going to talk about some of the Bahama news that's kind of going on right now. So, in case you don't know, they are talking about raising the taxes. I believe they actually have done it. They pushed it through, and so you are charged a tax when you go into a port, which is kind of funny because everyone talks about how things are like tax and duty free, but you have to pay port fees, and one of those port fees is taxes. So guess what? You're paying taxes to the Bahamas, and it's Carnival that does that for you. And when I say they do it for you, it's because that's wrapped up into the price of your cruise. So this ultimately affects us. And it doesn't sound like a lot. Right now, they charge us $18 whenever you port into the Bahamas. Well, that's going to go up to $23. You know, when I start busting out the calculator, you're in the upwards of about $30,000 on a large, with those larger ships that are coming in, that they're having to shell out to the Bahamas every time they make a stop. So if you are on a circuit that's going to Nassau, Freeport, and then one of the privately owned islands, those are owned actually by the Bahamas, they have to pay those port fees there as well. So you're not really saving anything. Carnival CEO Christine Duffy has come out like a boss and said that she's asking for them to just kind of, you know, take a step back here, let them figure out what's going on and pause this price hike. She makes a good point because she talks about how people are on a budget, and when you are on a tight budget, you know, that is what it is. So even the matter of a few dollars per person can add up. And so this could actually affect people's, you know, experience to their cruises. And so that's something the Bahamas needs to think about whenever they're doing things like this, because, you know, it's less likely for somebody to want to take a cruise that's going through the Bahamas if they feel like they're being cheated out on a lot of money. I'm all in favor for the ports, you know, making money and earning a decent wage. They just shelled out like a lot of money for a whole new facility for cruising. So I get that they want to make some of that money back. That was an investment. But with that investment, they've added capacity. So before, in a day, they could only accept 20,000 passengers. And now they can accept 30,000 passengers. So they're going to be raking in a lot more dough if they're able to go to capacity. But it seems like they're, you know, besides raking in that dough, they want to raise the price of admission and kind of double dip, which there's nothing wrong with that, except, you know, they're doing this immediately, and that's going to affect people across the board. So it'll be interesting. We're talking, you know, every time a ship comes in, this is costing extra thousands and thousands of dollars that is going to go back on the price of the ticket. When countries do stuff like this, you have to really consider, you know, am I going to be doing more stops in the Bahamas? Personally, I want to. I've had the last few times that I've been to Nassau and Freeport, I had a blast. In the past, it was a little shaky and I didn't have that great of a time. But, you know, the last time I was there, oh my goodness, I had so much fun. So it would be very, very disappointing if, you know, I chose other options because the prices were just a little bit better. It'll be interesting to see how the Bahamas react to one of the largest, you know, cruise lines coming out and asking them to delay this price hike. Now, yesterday we were talking about these straws, that whole straw gate going on under the Carnival Valor. Apparently they may or may not have ran out of straws. So I started thinking about this yesterday. Carnival has these candied straws. People either love them or they hate them. And I'm seeing less and less love, man. So my question is, would you be in favor of maybe Carnival ditching the candy straws and going to maybe a paper product, something like the thicker paper or a kind of a cardboardy straw? It's easily biodegradable, and it's something that I think that the ships biodigestion things could handle. I'm not sure. I don't know how all that stuff works. So I don't know why Carnival didn't go that direction in the beginning. I understand that the candy straws probably biodegrade like super well because everyone says they get ooey and gooey so quick. But I do feel like this might be a good option. That might be something that they could consider. So sound off in the comments below. Are you for the candy straws, or are you, or would you be okay with a paper product? Or do you just say, either way, I'm going to bring my own straw? Because that's what most people say when they speak up. So now I want to thank you all for sailing with us on this Monday morning over at Morning Brews and Cruise News. Remember that every day is a new opportunity for adventure, whether it's exploring a brand new, delicious-ish coffee or discovering the latest cruise news. Keep your spirits high and your mugs full. Smooth sailing, Pier Runners.